we are continuing with the remaining portions in the antiplatelet drugs. We already discussed about thromboxane synthesis inhibitors like aspirin and P2Y12 receptor blockers like ticlopidin, clopidogrel, prasugrel, ticagrelor and cangrelor. We will now discuss about glycoprotein 2B3A antagonists like abciximab, eptifibatide, tirofiban and platelet CAMP enhancer like dipyridamole. Next we have glycoprotein 2B3A receptor blockers. 2B3A complex is one of the abundant receptor on the platelet. Its activation is the final common pathway in platelet aggregation. It functions as a receptor for fibrinogen and von Willebrand factor, through which agonists like collagen, thrombin, thromboxane A2, ADP, they induces the platelet aggregation. This group includes abciximab, eptifibatide and tirofiban. They act by blocking the key receptor involved in platelet aggregation. The receptor is glycoprotein 2B3A complex. Abciximab is the first agent approved in this class. It is an FAB fragment of humanized monoclonal antibody which is directed against the glycoprotein 2B3A complex. This agent is relatively non-specific because it also binds to the other surface proteins. After a bolus dose, platelet aggregation remains inhibited for around 12 to 24 hours. The remaining antibody is cleared from the blood with a half-life of around 10 to 30 minutes. The major risks associated with its use are hemorrhage and thrombocytopenia. Abciximab is indicated in acute coronary syndrome as an adjuvant to coronary thrombolysis. In percutaneous angioplasty, it can be used along with aspirin and heparin to prevent the restenosis as well as to prevent the recurrent myocardial infarction. But the limitation for this drug is its high cost. The next agent is eptifibatide. It is a cyclic peptide inhibitor of the fibrinogen binding site on glycoprotein 2B3A receptor complex. Usually this drug is administered along with aspirin and heparin. The major indications for this drug are acute coronary syndrome as well as in angioplastic coronary interventions. Eptifibatide is less effective on comparing to that of abciximab. It has short duration of action. That means its effects remains in the body for around 6 to 12 hours after the cessation of the infusion, while that of abciximab was around 24 hours. The usual adverse effects are bleeding, thrombocytopenia and rarely the allergic reactions. The third member is tirofiban. It is a non-peptide molecule but is a specific inhibitor of the glycoprotein 2B3A receptor. This agent is mainly preferred in the unstable angina and MI with non-Q wave, but it has very limited value in acute myocardial infarction. Tirofiban is also used in conjugation with heparin. It is less effective than abciximab and has short duration of action. This table compares the main features of the three drugs. Abciximab is a monoclonal antibody, while eptifibatide is a cyclic peptide and tirofiban is a non-peptide molecule. Eptifibatide and tirofiban are specific for the glycoprotein 2B3A receptor. Abciximab has short plasma half-life but it has long platelet bound half-life. Eptifibatide and tirofiban are excreted through the renal route. In general, the side effects of glycoprotein 2B3A receptor blockers are hemorrhage, thrombocytopenia, constipation, ileus and arrhythmias. Thrombocytopenia is immune mediated and is more with abciximab. Next group is platelet CAMP enhancer. The drug in this group is dipyridamole. It is a relatively weak antiplatelet agent, usually used in combination with aspirin, as the combination is more effective than its monotherapy. It acts by inhibiting the phosphodiesterase enzyme, thus it blocks the breakdown of CAMP. It also blocks the uptake of adenosine by platelets and other cells. Here, CAMP is formed from the ATP, which inhibits the activation and aggregation of the platelets. This CAMP is breakdown into AMP by phosphodiesterase enzyme. Dipyridamole, which acts by inhibiting this phosphodiesterase, prolongs the action of CAMP. It also inhibits the uptake of adenosine. Given twice daily in combination with aspirin, this agent is mainly indicated in stroke, that means ischemic stroke or in transient ischemic attacks. This agent provides no additional benefit in the prophylaxis of myocardial infarction. Coming to its adverse effects, dipyridamole has a vasodilatory effect, so this agent may lead to coronary steal phenomenon if you use this drug in a patient with coronary artery disease. That means when you use this drug in a coronary artery patient, it leads to coronary vasodilatation. So the blood flow moves away from the ischemic area to the vasodilated area. So there will be further exaggeration of the ischemia, and which may lead to cardiac events. So this drug is contraindicated in coronary artery disease, and it also produces gastrointestinal side effects just like other antiplatelet drugs. And dipyridamole leads to headache, facial flushing, dizziness, and hypotension. To conclude, antiplatelet drugs are used to prevent intravascular thrombosis and embolization with minimal risk of hemorrhage. Thus, their indications are coronary artery disease, acute coronary syndromes like unstable angina, non-ST segment elevated myocardial infarction, ST segment elevated myocardial infarction, cerebrovascular diseases in patients with prosthetic heart valves and arteriovenous shunts, venous thromboembolism, and in peripheral vascular diseases. That finishes about antiplatelet drugs. Thank you.